Hello everyone, myself Saurav Ras from Informatica Cloud Modernization team. In this video, I'm going to show a demo on how to migrate Power Center domain to CDI-PC on Windows operating system. Okay, before we start the demo migration process, first we will see what are the backups to be taken, then how to download installer for CDI-PC, what are the prereqs should be fulfilled, what is the secure agent configuration, and at last we will see a visual representation of migration process. Before starting CDI-PC domain migration, we have to take backup of certain Power Center related installation files. These are backup of nodemeta.xml file, backup of domains.info file, backup of site key, backup of domain which we are going to migrate to CDI-PC, and backup of Power Center repository content. Now let's see how to download installer for CDI-PC. Log into IACS UI and click on Cloud Data Integration for Power Center checklist. This will take us to home page of CDI-PC where we can download installer for server and client. Now let's see what are the prereqs should be fulfilled before starting migration. There should be self-signed or CA-signed certificate with SAN entries for all the hosts related to domain and secure agent machines. We have to exchange certificate between both the machines. Domain should be TLS enabled and running in supported version. IP should be whitelisted to connect to IDMC on secure agent machine. Domain must include the Power Center services which are supported for migration. If your domain include any unsupported services, then you can follow a split domain approach where you can create a domain with only supported services. For more information on PAM, you can check the KP article and you can check the Informatica docs for any split domain concept. Now let's see what is the secure agent configuration needed for CDI-PC. For that, log into ICS administrator and go to runtime environment. Then for the secure agent group, which we are going to use in domain migration, we have to enable certain services. These are domain management app, cloud data validation, PC to CDI modernization app. Here, domain management app is used for domain migration. Rest two services are used to avail self-service feature of CDI-PC. Now click on the runtime environment and click on the secure agent. Then go to system configuration and select the services at domain management app and type as security CFZ. Here we have to provide information related to key store and trust store certificates. These are needed for domain registration. Now let's start the demo. So first step is to take backup of certain Power Center installation files, domain and repository. So as visible on the screen, I have already taken the backup of domains.info file, nodemeta.xml file, site key, domain backup, as well as Power Center repository content backup. Now second step is to generate certificate for both secure agent and Power Center host machine, as well as exchange certificate between the machines. So certificates are already generated for both secure agent and Power Center host machines, as well as exchange. So we are using CA signed certificate for both the machines. So certificate are already generated, exchanged, and placed in the machine also. For more information on certificates, how to generate certificate, how to exchange certificates, we can check the Informatica KV article. So you can follow the instructions given here and you can exchange the certificate between the machines. Certificate can be of two types. It can be CA signed or self signed certificates. So how to import certificate between the machines? You can get the required instructions and command and you can do the exchange of the certificates. Now third step is to enable TLS for domain. So let's log into Power Center Administrator to check certain domain properties. So as we can see, for domain, enable secure communication is false. So we have to make it true. So once updating the domain from Power Center Administrator console, We have to run update node command to enable TLS with giving proper certificate details. So this is the command. So we have to use infra-setup.bat script, which is present in ISP bin folder. We have to provide the port to enable TLS, and we have to give the certificate details, key store certificate and trust store certificate details. To run this command, so we have to first shut down the domain, and then we can execute the command. Post execution of the command, we can again start the domain. Now we can see secure communication is successfully enabled on the domain. Now we can proceed with the shutdown of domain, execute the update gateway command, and then we can restart the domain. We will in the command prompt in administrator mode. Now we can execute the domain shutdown command from Tomcat bin folder of Power Center installation directory. Now we can execute the command. First, we will go to ISP bin directory and then we can execute the command. In the command, we are giving certificate path and the password. Certificate is already placed in the C Informatica sets path. Hence, we have used this path. And certificate name is infakey.jks. So certificate is already placed. In this path, we have keystore.pem, truststore.jks, truststore.pem certificates. Now we can see that command has been executed successfully. Now we can restart the domain. It will take some time to restart the domain. Now we can try to log in to administrator once again. So we can see that in the login link, the port number has been changed to 9443, which we have used while hitting that TLS command. So current version of Power Center is 10.5.1. This is a supported version for CDI-PC. So domain details has been loaded. Now we can go and check the domain. So as we can see, for this domain, secure communication has been enabled. For node also, we can confirm whether certificate details are updated here or not. So we can see HTTPS port is 9443 and key store file, key store directory, store directory, everything is updated here. Before we start the migration process, we have to make sure that repository service and integration service are up. So Power Center repository service is available. Integration service is also available. So now we can start the migration process. So for migration, we have to download the installer from CDI-PC homepage from IACS, which we have already downloaded that and we have extracted in our machine. So this is the server package for CDI-PC. We can see there's a script name install.bat. So we have to run this script to migrate the domain. Here we will get two options: install CDI-PC, migrate to CDI-PC. So as we are doing the migration of domain from Power Center to CDI-PC, so we have to select the second option, migrate to CDI-PC. So there are total 8 steps in the migration. So it will ask to verify certain prereqs before you migrate to CDI-PC. You can click on next. It will ask the current Power Center installation directory. So this is the current Power Center installation directory. If you want to do any change for node configuration, you can select this option or else you can ignore. So it has fetched domain details, domain name, host name, port number. You have to provide username and password. We can click on next. Now it is asking in the directory for CDI-PC where we want to install the CDI-PC package. So in this directory, I'm going to install the CDI-PC package. So it will do certain operation in the backend. It will shut down the domain node, and it will try to copy the domain configurations, and it will migrate the domain. So now it will ask for the path where the CDI-PC encryption key. We can use the default path, which is coming on the screen. Now it will calculate the disk space, whether required space is available or not. So required disk space is this and available is this. So we are fine with this. Now it will extract the CDI-PC package. It is almost completed. Yeah. So Extracting is completed. So now we have reached to 7 step of this process. So here it is asking if we want to use any other user account. So if needed, you can give the username and password, else you can uncheck this. Now it is trying to start the CDI-PC node. It will try to ping the node and then it will try to ping the administrator. This will take some time as it is trying to pinging the CDI-PC node and then it will try to ping the administrator. So once it will get some response from the backend, it means migration is complete. Hence, we can see migration status is success and migration is completed successfully. For more informations, we can see the log also. Log file name and directory is mentioned on the screen. And we can try to connect to the Informatica Administrator tool. The link is also given here. So if you will try to log into administrator, we can get this error. Domain is not connected to Informatica IDMC because domain has been migrated, but it is still not registered in IDMC. So we have to log into IACS UI. We have to go to CDI-PC homepage, and there we can register the domain. One more observation here is the version is changed to 202312. Earlier it was Power Center version 10.5.1, but now it is changed to 202312, which is CDI-PC version. Now we will try to log into IDMC to register a domain. Okay, so before registering a domain, first let's look at the secure agent configuration. So we will go to administrator. You go to runtime environment, and this secure agent group we are using in domain registration. This is the agent. So first we will check whether domain management app is running or not. As we can see, domain management app is up and running. Also, we will see the secure agent configuration related to certificates. So we'll go to system configuration, service as domain management, type will be security CFG. So as we can see, so key is store certificate name with path, plus store certificate name with path and their password. So everything is set here. So now we can go to CDI-PC homepage and we can try to register a domain. So we will click on new domain. You have to give the domain related details. You have to select the secure agent group. Security domain of the domain which we are going to register, and username of the domain. So this is administrator. First we will try to validate it. If validation is successful, then we will register a domain. So this domain display name is already used. We will give some different name. So validation is succeeded. Now we will register a domain. Domain registration is successful. We can see domain is registered, and this is the domain display name which we have used. Domain status is available also. Now we can see the status of the services. We can see if there is any update available or not. If there is any update, we can push the update also to domain. If we want to deregister domain, we can deregister from here. So this CDI-PC homepage is actually used to monitor the domain. Now we can try to log into CDI-PC administrator once again. So as domain is already registered, so we are not getting that error. It is able to log into administrator. So we can see the domain details. So we are able to log into administrator. We are able to migrate the domain, register the domain in IDMC. We can check the services status also. So integration services available from IDMC. We can see this is not available. We can try to refresh it. So now we can see both integration service and repository services available. So IDMC is able to monitor the status of the domain and the status of the services associated with the domain. Thank you.